Hello guys, and welcome to today's video. Okay, this video today is essentially gonna be the Titan version of my Warlock video. This is essentially gonna be the build that I will show you that I personally use a lot in high-end content, mainly the raid. The reason why I use this build, other than most other builds, is because it actually allows me to, one, be safe because I can always keep my overshield up most of the time, and two, it means I always have my super up when it's needed. So whenever we need to do any form of burst damage, whenever it's needed for me to solo damage, my bubble, my shield is always up. This also allows you to essentially be the only Titan in the team, knowing that you always have your bubble up when it's needed. So I'll show you the build, then later on I'll essentially show you the build in action. So with the Titan build, it's quite straightforward. Actually, let me hide my camera for you guys. With the Titan build, it's quite straightforward. Starting with the head, well, starting with the start, shall I say, I mainly rock a lot of recovery and a lot of strength. Strength means I can have my melee up all the time. This combined with the top 3 void means I essentially, 1, get healing from killing with my melee, 2, I get an overshield and increase reload speed for my weapons. Plus, while I have that overshield, if I keep spamming my melee and keep getting kills, it essentially regen my melee back to me. The reason why I always pick the top 3 is essentially in a team format. This helps my team a lot more than the other 2 trees. This build will still work if you pick the middle tree, because it means your abilities are essentially up all the time. It does mean you have to play a bit more aggressive though, because instead of getting a melee, you're essentially trying to spread your void corruption on everything so that you can detonate it whenever you want to also get some healing back. It doesn't work really well with the bottom tree, so I wouldn't advise you to try that. Although, because I'm using Doomfang, the bottom tree super is great with Doomfang, but the passive game, the non-super game, doesn't work as well. So stick to this top tree. The grenade you pick is obviously up to you. I like suppression grenades because I like to run like blind grenade launcher, and suppression is kind of like, essentially I'm always keeping the ads blinded in a way. Now, in terms of the build itself, starting from the aim of this build is to essentially have your melee up as much as you can, because all it takes is 4 charge melees, between 4 and 5, to essentially have your super full. So starting from the very top, the head, what I usually do is rock my strength, then whatever weapon I'm rocking, which is my grenade launcher at this time. Same thing, reload. What you need to know is I use protective light. The reason why I use protective light is because you're always close range, because you're always interacting close range with the ads. Protective light just means if I ever do get in trouble, I am protected. I also use light of the fire. The reason why I use this, which you can change to whatever mod you feel comfortable, the reason I use this is whenever I create a one-man cell, if I kill targets with the one-man cell, I get more orbs on the ground, which corresponds with the taking charge mod that I am rocking on my boot. If you also look at my boots, I am also rocking the recuperation, which essentially means when I pick up orbs for my taking charge, I get healing as well. So as you can notice, pretty much the whole build is essentially I'm playing aggressive, but I know there's a possibility of death, especially at high-end content. So Passive Guard, Protective Light, essentially keep me safe. Recuperation allows me to heal. My melee allows me to heal. And obviously I can create orbs with the Light of Fire. Now, the one thing that most people probably don't understand about Charging Light is it's good for your grenade build, but it's really good for your melee build because of this mod, Heavy-Handed. Heavy-Handed simply allows you to, when you use a charge melee, which is our focus because that is what will create our super, when we use a charge melee, we only have to simply do damage with the charge melee and you get half of your melee back instantly. Obviously, because we're also rocking 100 melee, the rest will simply come immediately. If I do get in trouble, or if I want to speed it up, I have Outreach. Outreach pretty much allows you to pop your barricade to get more melee energy. So these two together already confirms my melee will come back within 2 to 3 seconds. But if I want it to come back instantly, all I have to do is sacrifice some super energy, which we accumulate so much of just by punching, to get my melee back instantly. So let's say I just want my overshield right now because I see like a yellow bar, I'm very likely gonna be in trouble. I can simply finish a throw next to me, creating my melee, allowing me to punch another throw, have the overshield, have the reload, and all I'm sacrificing is simply 1/6 of my super, which I can easily get back from that melee. Obviously, the exotic I'm using is Doomfang. Doomfang pretty much allows me to get my super back a lot faster just from getting melee kills. And if I'm not popping the actual bubble dome, if I'm just clearing ads with my Captain American shield, just simply throwing the shield would give me back some of the super energy. So it's good for hard class, and it's also good for creating that super energy ready for you to essentially pop that bubble. So essentially, unlike my Warlock that focuses on grenade, my Titan focuses on the strength, focuses on your melee, and focus on survivability at the same time. This is a great build to use if you're doing a farm, if you're doing strikes, if you're doing nightfalls, and if you're doing raids. It's pretty much a build that you can rock for anything, because having super non-stop is never a bad thing. So now I'm essentially gonna play a clip of me using the build. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope to see you in the next video.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me.